Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. So anyhow, this is having a quick talk there. What's the in your life here? You've got a nice, comfortable house. You've got some investments. You're on top of the world, really, aren't you, or not?
Well, some people just say plodding along. Top of the world. It's
Yeah,
the
but
relative.
you know what? It all relates to your own mental psyche.
Yeah, it does.
How do you think? Do you think you're rich? Like you could have Kerry Packer. Well, he's dead, right? But
Yeah.
you could have him here and say, "Are you rich?" He'd say, "Oh no, I'm not rich," but he was phenomenal wealth, right?
Yeah. See, a lot of these people too, they're rich. All right, they're rich, but then all of a sudden, they're bankrupt. You think, how did you go from plus 100 million or 10 billion to minus half a billion? And so the what they've got and their debts, the debt structure and what they've got is very fickle. Like
But they could cash out, but if they wanted to, they could theoretically.
Yeah, they could, but it's the challenge, and a lot of people see clients that they've got a number of houses for investment, and
Sure.
they're getting very, very old, but they won't sell them. They want to buy another one, and you say to them, why do you want 10 houses? They say, well, for my future, for when I retire. See, but you're bloody 80, When
How long do they think they'll live for?
Yeah, and a lot of people think, probably me too, that I'm going to live to well over 100. and I suppose
Ideally, how long would you like to live for?
me.
Yeah, 150. Like a vampire, isn't it?
No. I think much depends on your health. If you're in pain and can't walk and can't go to the toilet and can't eat properly, life is not very pleasant. I remember when I had very much pain in my legs at one stage, and you almost think, I don't want to live. It's painful and it hurts, and I can't do this, I can't do that. And so if you haven't got health, you don't really want to live much. But if you have got good health, and you've got a good partner, or having a good partner, a good wife, or whatever
Sure.
is appropriate in your circumstances.
Look,
It's good.
I wanted to say this to you, right? I've got a good friend of mine, right?
Yeah.
He's in America. He worked in a unionized industry.
Mm.
He used to fix. He's a bit like Greg.
Yeah.
He fixed elevators and lifts, right? He's a bit of a shrewd guy. Like he's never married. He's in his 40s, right?
Yeah.
He's got an E300 Mercedes,
Yeah.
right?
It helps not being married too, Because you haven't got kids, and
Yeah, but his problem is, right. So he's younger. He's younger than me. Okay. He can't marry anyone. Anyone who's in their females. They've either got 2 kids and a divorce.
Yeah.
Or they got no money.
That's a common trait, isn't it?
You know what I mean? And if they have got money, they probably don't want to do things in the bedroom. What's the point of marrying them? He just, I'll stay single. It was that's the disaster. Like you yourself, would you ever contemplate marriage? The problem is what he's saying. Okay, he's had a physical work injury, so he's in his 40s, but he's had an injury. He's on a pension. He had a payout, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to make sure he doesn't blow his money because he
Yeah.
can't make it again. Do you understand what I'm saying to
You
you?
meet the wrong person, she takes half your.
Well, he has 2 kids with her, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden he's really, really up the creek.
Is that what happened to this guy? Was he?
What's that?
He had a payout, did he? Something.
Right. Well, he had an accident at work.
Yeah.
And then he got a payout. He gets a pension, right? But he's pretty shrewd guy. But what I'm trying to tell you is, you're not much different to him. He's got a Mercedes, and he can't marry anyone because they've got no money. Do you understand or not? Or you don't see it that way?
No, I do. I think if you meet the special person that really you're attracted to, and
like even that Hugh Hefner, Hugh Hefner,
Yeah.
He had these Playboy bunnies. They're coming out saying all these bad things about him.
Yeah, but that's not really wives, is it?
They were sort of pseudo wives.
Well, yeah, but they didn't own.
They gave them a retainer every year.
But he had 3 or 4 at the same time, didn't he? well, that's right for him, but not much good for the wives.
Well, then they come out and said all these nasty things about him.
Well, because they're after money, aren't they? I suppose. I don't know why they said
That's
that.
what I'm just saying to you. Even he didn't have happiness.
Well, money doesn't really make you happy. I mean, I used to say, you can have not much, just a basic house, a basic income. You can be happy. You're just plodding in the yard, going to the park, doing things for free. You can be very happy if you've got the right person who's
Sure.
supportive and you like each other, love each other, like each other.
Sure.
But you meet the wrong person, it doesn't work, and then you get these kids at the side who are trying to get the money off you, or cause problems. And
but could you honestly get married, seriously or not?
Me now, just right now, if things were right, yeah, why not? Yeah, if I like the person, and they weren't gonna,
Even if they had no money?
Well, then you think I get a little bit more. Yeah, well, look.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Ideally.
But see.
Is money a big problem or not?
Yeah, they sort of say there's nothing worse than an old fool, isn't there? And old people sort of think, I like this woman or whatever, I like this lady, and they don't think with their head, and so if you meet the wrong person, they can just completely devastate you. If you got the right person, and what's the right person? But a person that cared for you, and you think, rightio, if you lived together and they were good and frugal, and not just spend all their money and big note themselves, but they were good to you, and you loved them, and you had a good relationship. Well, what's it matter if they get a fair bit of money? It's I suppose, but humans are humans. I mean, I sort of I came from a very poor background, and I don't want to lose everything. I don't want to live in poverty, and if at all possible, and if I'm down, I like to at least live within my means, but have some money. But some people end up with nothing, and if you've got nothing at age 70, 60, 70, you can't recover. There's a gentleman, he had a Burmese wife, and he helped her family, and in the end he lost his own house, investment house, and all his super worth another house, and then she blames him. Well, is he happy? He's living in a rented place in Nala. Well, money, if he's happy with her, if she's good to him and provides him what he wants and cooks and washes and does things for him, and he helps her and whatever. Money's not. It helps a lot, but it's not the all be and end all. But often it's. I, having coming from my background, I would find that hard to be in a case where I've got nothing, absolutely nothing.
Sure.
I'd always try to work out some way where I can, have a place to live and some funds, and be able to do, have a nice car or do something. All right, you got to pull your head in and not do expend extravagantly or travel extravagantly or whatever. But I don't want to just live in complete poverty, and
Sure.
You have to adjust your thing. And if you've got a partner who's the same, one of the clients, he was a real simple sod. I mean, he just was, I don't know what his job was, but he didn't have a very well paid job, but he had a job, and he imported this lady from Russia.
Sure.
You know, he brought her in from Russia.
Sure, whatever, yeah.
And she was a simple sod too. And so she worked in simple jobs, cleaning or whatever, and he worked in his jobs, and they travelled around and things, and they're the most happy couple out, because she doesn't expect much, and he doesn't expect much. He hasn't got much, you know, he might have a simple house, but they're happy. You know, they click and they understand each other, and you know, provide each other's needs. So you can, but you know, it's the question of how do you meet that person, because you know, you sort of become not 100% yourself, giving or whatever and generous, and then the other person's got her you know, fears, and
well, the problem is, you know, if you yourself had given to other people or to society, you wouldn't have that money in the first place.
No. Well,
that's the problem.
Giving money to society, whatever. I've seen a lot of bad things. Yeah, I've seen that people give to churches. What do churches do? Build buildings, or the
Sure.
pastors have a lot of assets themselves, but they don't give, and
Sure.
they talk a lot, but they don't.
Sure.
You know, so the churches and that.
Well, I didn't say that was the answer, but I'm just saying, when I say by...
Well, I wonder about the church. Because look at the churches. Like, there's people unemployed or homeless and that. And they got big halls. They're empty. They could put people there who are homeless, or they could do a lot of things if they wanted to, if they're really Christian, but they're not. You know, they. I remember once many years ago. The Indian priest came along and said, "Oh, people are dying in India. You got to help." And then 5 minutes later, the parish priest got up and said, "We've just spent, you know, like 100,000 today's currency on turfing the oval." You think, well, why are you turfing the oval if people are dying in India?
Sure.
So they've got to turf the oval, but you've got to give money for India. And why do they need to have all this assets and wealth, and you got to struggle? Why
Sure.
Well,
their argument is right. They would say, well, they don't really own those assets. Those assets are for people to come and enjoy. You can come and sit down here and have a sandwich on the oval.
Yeah.
And they would say, well, it's open for your parishioners to come here and enjoy the facilities.
Well, you come there, they chase you off. You know.
Well, if you kiss their ass, they'll let you on there.
Yeah. Well,
you know, that's
here
what I'm
not
saying.
too bad.
You know,
yeah, but that's They don't have picnics there.
It's a bit like the Queen. Right? You look at the Queen and say she's worth 50 billion, or how many billion she's worth. Well, I don't know what she's worth. Right?
Yeah. But is she?
But can she sell any of this stuff?
No.
She can't sell that crown, can
No, she can't. Well, she can't sell anything.
It's a priceless heirloom.
Buckingham Palace is not hers. It's hers, but it's not hers. All the assets.
She can't really rent it out, can she?
Yeah.
She can't put it on Airbnb and say, you know, the royal room it's a £20,000 a night. It doesn't quite work like that, does it?
No,
So is she rich or is she not rich?
Yeah. Well, yeah. What's the point having assets? You know, so let's suppose you had 100 Rolex watches.
Sure.
Well, what's the point of having 100 Rolex watches if you just do you look at them? Yeah. Well, that's all right. Yeah. But what can you do with them? Yeah. There's no point.
Sure.
What's the point of having?
Hey guys, check out one of my best friends, Jamie Opulence, on YouTube. Just go to Jamie Opulence on YouTube. A fantastic channel from my good friend Jamie. Check it out, guys. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Guys, I want to introduce a new service to you. ValueYourWatch.com. Proud supporters of ArchieLuxury. No seller's fees, no buyer's fees. That's right, guys. This is a trading platform to buy or sell watches. You can start selling for free. That's right. We advertise our paying subscribers on Google, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's a global platform. That's right, guys. Get $50 off the annual subscription by applying the coupon Archie when you check in there. But guys, you can try this for free straight away. Guys, you can start listing watches. ValueYourWatch.com. Give it a try and tell me what you guys think of that.
Friend of me, wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Friend of me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Friend of me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Friend of me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck.
Like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and don't be afraid to get a paid review. $50 for a paid review. It helps me stay full-time on YouTube, and I will see you in the next one. $50 paid review. I can't survive on Google Ads. I need your support. And guys, you could also sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month to keep me on YouTube. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. You know, some of my Patek's came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.